We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
Okay, it's childish, can't be no homegirl, drop it like the NASDAQ. Move white girls like this coke up my ass crack. Move black girls, cause man.
Yo, what's up boys, it's your man Overdrive here with a brand new Destiny video. This video is supposed to be a team play video, and we actually had some dope ass footage and some funny moments. But my computer's a piece of shit and doesn't want to record audio. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the changes that were made to my favorite subclass in the game, Bladedancer. Now, one thing you gotta know about me is I am a hardcore Bladedancer from day one. I've been running it since year one, actually. And it's just something about the ability to go invis during raids that got me really hooked. It got me so amped to play with it every single day. And honestly, I was pretty fucking good at PvE back in the day. I was usually that one kid in the raid who, actually knew how to do the relic and vault, and I usually would go on LFG and I would just run sword for fun, or I would run relic for fun for different teams, even if I completed that raid that week. But it wasn't just because I was bored that I did this. It was because I didn't get a fucking Galahorn until 2 days before year 3. That's right, I didn't get a Galahorn until literally 2 days before Xur sold it to everyone in the entire game. Honestly guys, I'm really not gonna lie to you, I was so hyped to get it. I had been waiting so long, I actually cried when my legendary heavy engram turned into a fucking G-Horn. My buddy Kiwi Tree was there, and he's been my homie since day one. He was there and he will testify wholeheartedly that I cried like a little bitch the entire time that I saw it pop up on my screen. But anyway, yeah, enough of my sad existence. This video is actually more importantly about the changes made to Bladedancer after this latest patch, in my opinion on the class in general. Bladedancers, in my opinion, are the hardest subclass to use. Scratch that. The hunters in general are the hardest to use in Destiny. Not only because we don't have a huge ranged melee or fast ass jump skate that lets us fly across the map like a goddamn jet, but also because the supers are just garbage. Bows are very situational to work properly, gunslingers have absolutely no mid game, and Bladedancers are arguably the easiest super to shut down. I mean, that is right next to self-res warlocks who just immediately get picked after res. But anyway, there's a certain finesse that one player actually needs to play well as a hunter. It's almost like it requires its own personal game style to be used correctly. Someone who's never played Destiny before more than likely can't, just pick up a hunter and just go off in the Crucible like they could, with a, basic Titan or Warlock. So a lot of the combos on hunters are really hard to grasp, with the most obvious one being Wombo combo. We could take a look at something else like the backstab on Bladedancers, like what we're talking about right now. A lot of people think, oh, well, you just go invisible and you knife them from behind, or somebody doesn't see you so you knife them from behind, and that's where it's used situationally. But a veteran hunter knows that it's kind of broken right now. Not a whole lot of people talk about it, but let's say you're in a 1v1 situation with somebody and you're behind cover and they're pushing you with like shotgun or sidearm or something right now, and what you do is then if you do a quick jump up in the air and knife down on top of their head, backstab could proc and you could get a one-hit kill. Next, let's move on to gunslingers. Gunslingers have throwing knives, so it's kind of hard with a throwing knife to get a one-hit kill, but if you get that first critical shot on their head, which is kind of hard to do because the hitbox for throwing knives is a little bit small, but if you get that first shot and let them burn out, they're more than likely going to die off a one-hit kill. On the parallel with that though, there's warlocks who have a flame shield, and that has a lot of situational use. You need to survive so you get a quick melee and get out, or you get in a melee fight, someone hits you first, you hit them again with your flame shield. Now you have a shield, so they hit you a second time expecting to kill you, but actually you survive and you hit them and you kill them. Also, warlocks have a super long ranged melee, probably the longest in the game, whereas hunters I would say is about middle. It's a little bit longer than the Titans, but at the same time it's not that long, so we don't have that much of an advantage. Back on topic though, in this most recent patch, Bungie changed the entire Bladedancer subclass in what seemed to be completely uncalled for and for the worst. Many people immediately quit the game as soon as they heard about the brutal nerfs to the already handicapped class, and they never looked back. But for those of us who stuck around, it really wasn't that bad. On screen now are the official patch notes for the Hunter class. We're going to look specifically at the Bladedancer changes though. Hungering Blade used to start health regen and shields immediately after a kill. Normally this wasn't overpowered whatsoever, but it did help a Blade survive longer to maybe pick up one extra kill before being mowed down by the entire enemy team. Now the perk gives you a flat increase to health per kill. It doesn't start shield regen immediately either, but the shields do start to regen after your health is full. It gives you more health per kill though, and you begin to regenerate your health so long as you're not taking damage while doing so. This in my opinion is still a great perk to use. Actually, I like it a little bit better now. Even if I don't have a shield immediately after a kill, you're still getting a lot of health back, so this perk honestly isn't that bad in my opinion. My all-time favorite perk for dancers though had to be quick draw, but that got nerfed. And for absolutely no fucking reason. No one said shit about quick draw being overpowered or broken or anything like that. Really was like the only reason to use the class besides skips, but honestly it isn't that massive of a nerf in the long run. Weapons still ready more quickly than if you didn't have the perk equipped, and the weapon handling is a really nice touch. So really this isn't as terrible as it seems.
Penthouse with the aerial view is skin. It's the colors you have. No need to be sad. No need to be sad. It really ain't bad. It really ain't that bad. Yeah. It's the colors you have. No need to be sad.
Next are the changes to Shinobu's Vow, which also were the only reason to use Bleed. Shinobu's no longer adds an additional seeker to skip grenades. Okay. After reading this, I honestly thought they just didn't want anyone to run Bladedancer. Like, they may as well have just deleted the subclass from the game entirely. But in any case, it still gives you 2 grenades, and they still are really good seeking grenades that work great for cleaning up a kill or finding, somebody around a corner. The last thing I want to talk about are the changes to Flux grenades. Now, I never was a huge Flux fan, but honestly, they're just so underpowered. Like, they really don't track enemies as well as a Fusion does. They rarely kill someone until they have a max armor build. And honestly, they say in this patch that, they were decreasing the effects of armor and they were buffing the damage the Flux does to bring it up to other grenade stats. But honestly, I've used them. I just don't see it. I just don't see them being as great a tool as a skip grenade. On a side note, they did nerf Blink slightly, which I guess it does apply to Bladedancers, but really directional control jump is a smarter choice, and that's the jump that you're going to want to use anyway. Unless you're a Blink shotgunning asshole and still stuck in year 2 meta with your OP rerolled Felner's Line doctrine. But anyway, that's all for today guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you learned something today, and subscribe if you're new. Don't be afraid to dust off those Arcblade boys, and double skip a nub for me, boys. This has been Drive. Peace out and happy hunting.